I think October is Blondie's favorite time of year, as she gets to fill up with all those fresh maple leaves in preparation for winter. She seems to prefer green over red. There's one huge difference between somebody who uses a van for a recreational vehicle and somebody who uses a pickup truck for a recreational vehicle. Because you'd never see a van hauling gravel. Now I know vans can be really comfortable, but having a pickup works best for me when I switch to a utility vehicle instead of having a home away from home. Now, when I originally made this entrance deck here that goes right across the cabin, I didn't really give it a lot of thought. I put some cinder blocks down. There's the cinder block right there. And I put some beams across that, and then I built the platform. And a lot of people said, well, you know, that's not the right way to do it. It's probably going to sink. And whatever it is, 3 years later, guess what? It has sunk. Quite a bit, actually. And I'll just show you here. Right here is a big gap, and this 2x4, I've just propped that in there because I saw that it was coming. And so I've actually got a gap of about 2 inches. The cinder blocks, at least on this side, not all the way across, but on this side, they fell 2 inches. So that's what I've got the gravel for. I'm just going to take them out, add some gravel, which I should have done at the beginning, and then put them back in. But first, I got to get these boards off. Well, now that I've removed that first board, I realized I made another mistake, because between that board and this piece in the end, all of this crap is accumulating. It's needles, it's dust, it's turned into soil, and it's going to rot out the beam underneath. What I should have done, and which I will do when I put it back, is obviously put a seal in between the two boards, you know, like silicone, so it can't go in there. The other solution is just to put a bigger board in there, but I haven't got one, so I'm going to go for the silicone instead. Live and learn. I'm not always perfect, but I do learn a lot when I do this. Here's a view from underneath. That big gap is where the blocks sunk into the soil. Now, a farmer's jack isn't just for farmers. I first have to remove the soil in front of the blocks so I can gently persuade them to vacate the premises. Next comes the gravel and a little dance from my stompin' Tom. Whoops, a little tight. Gotta jack her up a little more. Now, if you didn't notice, I put the blocks back in with the solid side up, which should help prevent them from sinking in as much. A little packing, and I'm good to go. Hopefully that'll hold for another couple of years. From the top, I check the level. Close enough.
I used DAP bath sealant on the crack. It seemed a good weather-resistant choice, but time will tell. After smoothing with a finger, it should stop the dirt and moisture from getting lodged in there.
Now here's something that's really handy. They come in a little package like this of about 10 or a dozen. And let me just open up the bag for you. You get these little O's. See? Right like that. What are they for? Well, got to put it on the right way. There we go. Look at that. Now, if you got a problem with large rodents or small mammals like raccoons, well, you might want to grab a hold of one. Make them wear one of these, and the population will rapidly decrease. And it keeps them protected as well. But I have one other use for this. Let me show you. Because if you put it on the right way, look at that. Keeps it from going dry, so you can use it again. Handy. Now, if you ever want something like this, look online. What you've got to use for a search term. You ready for this? This is a cock cap. I'm not making it up. That's what they call them. Just remember, the spelling's a little different from what you think. And YouTube, don't give me any grief. C-A-U-L-K. Thank you. Handy to have.
Now, December was almost summer-like this year. However, it was also a storm month.
Well, the winds are coming. Warm winds from the south, which is why it doesn't really feel like December, but it is. And the problem with those winds is they're going to be strong. In a little while, it's going to be windy, and I know what that means. First of all, I got to secure things, make sure the things that may blow over are not out, so they're going to damage my cabin. Well, it's 2 o'clock and the weather is changing rather badly. Winds are getting stronger, it's raining, and in a couple hours it's going to be dark. I definitely don't think this is a false alarm. That wind's coming. Ooh. Well, it's definitely getting windier out there. It's 3:40, Friday, December 19th. The storms that were, what was it, about 2 years ago, were about this time, maybe a little earlier. The good thing about this time is, well, now I've had the experience of several storms, so I know what to expect, and I'm a little bit more prepared, and I'm just sort of monitoring the situation. Now, one advantage I have right now is I'm on the grid. I do have 120 power, and if there is a blackout, which is a good possibility, I can go back off the grid and go to my 12-volt system. Everything's charged up, including my phone, and it's 3:41 Let me just see what the wind's doing right now. Apparently it averages about 36 kilometers an hour right now, but there are gusts of 83 kilometers an hour. Right now it's definitely not 83 kilometers an hour, but apparently at about 6 p.m. it could go up to gusts of 100 kilometers. Now that's a gale at least. It might not be like a Florida hurricane, but for here it's pretty windy. And don't forget, I have trees. Whoa. I just wanted to show you what it's like before it gets too dark. If you look at the clouds, you see they're kind of just flying by. Well, here comes the big one. It's pretty nasty. Okay. It's howling. Well, the power is still on, but I think it's time to light the fire. It's remarkably warm, especially for December. However, it will get cooler at night, so let's get her going. Well, that's a big one. I don't know if it's Murphy's Law or what, but as soon as it gets dark, whoops, the weather gets worse. It's 4:54. I think the sun set about 20-30 minutes ago. And yeah, it's definitely going to get a lot windier. And the wind begins to howl. It is 5:40. Armageddon, I think, is in 20 minutes. Let's just see. Now, as far as supplies go, I didn't really bring an awful lot. First of all, I'm not that far from civilization. I can walk to my neighbors, no big deal. But what I did bring for this occasion is, first of all, a nice, really powerful flashlight. And this is a really good one, and it plugs into USB as well. I mean, it just nukes it, so you can see a good distance away with this. And different settings. That's a bonus. Water, of course, but I got a couple of bags of stuff. Munchies. You gotta have munchies. Bread. And of course, peanut butter. Absolute essentials wherever you go, right? Now, there's another meal I've got here, and this is special. I'm gonna have it tonight. you know, regardless of whether I have the peanut butter sandwich or not. This is black lentil curry and basmati rice. It was from a Dollarama. It was like, how much was it? $3.50 Canadian for a whole meal. And the advantage of this, especially if there is a blackout and that I have 12 volt power, is I can put this on the microwave. And it only takes 90 seconds of power and I've got a full meal. So totally a bonus. Snacks, a muffin, an apple, you know, always keep fruit. And tons of oatmeal, instant oatmeal. But let me show you what I've got over in the kitchen. So my setup for tonight, in case the power goes out, is I've got my camping stove and propane, and yes, I do have it inside, but if it's an emergency, I'll use it. If not, I won't, and I'll make sure there's ventilation, of course. A pot and a kettle. Now the kettle actually usually works on the wood stove, so I might not need this at all. Same with the pot, depending on what I'm going to have. I always bring a can of soup. I mean, worst case scenario, you can eat it cold. It's soup, Sprague, Quebec style, split pea. It's actually vegetarian, so I'm okay with that. I've got my coffee, instant coffee, and some whole milk powder, and sugar's up there somewhere. Oh, by the way, I had my Nescafe in here like for most of the year, and it is now like coal. It's just a black chunk. Not gonna eat, that's not gonna be my coffee. That's gonna go to recycling, of course. And here is my my microwave. As I say, if I'm only cooking a short period, like 90 seconds, it doesn't drain my my power station at all. Like 12 volt, just with a converter, 90 seconds, it's fine. So, you know, and everything else, you know, I got pots and pans, but I'm probably not going to need them. That's good enough for tonight. If I'm going to be here 2 or 3 nights, I might be a little bit more concerned, but I got a feeling it's going to be over in a day or two. Oh yeah. Now I do have to admit it's not entirely healthy. There is a lot of salt, but you know, if you're cheap, you need protein, and you're in a hurry, this stuff hits the spot. Not bad at all. Are you ready? Here it comes. Come on, try it. Listen to that wind. Let me show you what happens when I open the window. It's wind all right.
But an hour later, it started to calm down a little. time for a hot soup and beverage.
Well, I think I dodged the bullet because it's really not windy anymore. Just a slight breeze. Storm's over. I'll know in the morning if any trees fell down, but I don't see anything much on the deck. A couple of branches, that's about it. And, you know, maybe I'd have a beer at this time, but tonight I'm a teetotaler. Herbal tea. What is it again? I gotta look. It is a Sweet Dreams raspberry, valerian, and niacin. Sounds healthy. If I was really stressed out, I'd have a beer, but I'm pretty relaxed, calm, want a good night's sleep, so cheers.
As my evening wound down, so did the fire. And by morning, there are just a few hot coals. Outside, just a few branches, and for once, my trees were fine. It's January 1st, 2026, and it's an absolutely gorgeous day, and I'm going to take advantage of it. Well, I really hope 2026 is going to be a little bit more peaceful, a little bit more compassionate. People get out to explore the world and enjoy life, not whine and complain. You know, enjoy it, but enjoy it together. It's the way it should be. That was fun. After a mild fall, I thought it would be a mild winter as well. But 2 weeks into the new year, the temperatures plummeted. The porcupine carved me a nice walking stick from a pine sapling. And Prudence came to say hello.
So cute. You're so cute.
Now, did I miss winter? No. Which means I never escaped winter, nor craved it. I just adapted to it. Now Prudence liked the snow, as it weighed down the branches so she could reach the tender needles. Now, of course, the best place to reflect on the snow is in front of a warm fireplace. I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out my others as well. And let's all hope for an early spring.